May 2008 is he was playing hockey, played hockey 5 times a week. Really not an issue until that night. He passed out playing hockey, sat up, the paramedics came, and he was complaining of his stomach hurting, and they thought he was just dehydrated, so they took him to the hospital. Kept complaining of his stomach hurting, so they did a CAT scan and found 6 tumors on his liver and 1 tumor on his pancreas. And he had a surgery a month later, a Whipple procedure to remove the cancer since he was young. It was stage 4 pancreatic cancer. And he had complications after that, spent 3 months in the hospital. Basically had to learn to walk over again, came home, had a feeding tube, stomach was open, ostomy bag. So it's been a long battle. The cancer came back a year later, had to do treatments for that, had to reverse the ostomy. And I think it was 2015 is when he started getting the injections. And
it started growing.
The goal is to slow the growth, not to take, there's not a chemo at this time that will take away his cancer, but the goal is to slow the growth with this lanreotide that he's on. So one of the biggest challenges we've had over the past year is about a month ago, Jamie got another scan and it showed growth in his liver. So he needs to get the spots removed in his liver, but because of the pandemic and the COVID numbers right now, his doctor isn't comfortable having him admitted to do that. So it's kind of a waiting game, seeing when the numbers go down so he can be admitted to get this spots removed and get back on the road to being healthy. The night that it all happened, that he passed out at hockey, it was late. It was midnight probably when we found out that he had tumors. And I called Pastor Schlee the next morning, and Pastor Schlee got in the car. Funny story, left his wallet at church, got pulled over. Yeah. So he showed up at Barnes and literally from that day forward has not left our side. Like, was there for Jamie, talked to Jamie through everything, helped him on his journey. And when I say Jamie was probably as far away from the faith as you can get, right?
As far as you can be. I told her there's no reason now that I'm going to ask God for something that, now it's like, oh, I'm waiting for you now. I need you. I didn't want to do that. But Pastor Schlee showed us grace that just unbelievable.
And like I told him, if one of our kids ran away and said, I never want to talk to you, I don't believe in what you've taught me, and then they came back, we'd welcome them back with open arms. We'd never turn our kids away. God's the same way. So literally from that day forward, he has been in a relationship with God, and I feel like bad stuff happens sometimes in life, and it brought us one of the biggest blessings, as weird as that is to say.
That's why I always said cancer saved my soul. It really did.
The verse in Matthew, come to me all who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. That always helps me in the hard times when I'm anxious or feeling overwhelmed, that I can kind of bring everything to him and lay it at his feet, take it off my shoulders.
Mine is, it's Matthew 9:12, which remind me about the doctor.
Yeah, he's always said from the time he went back to church, he likes the verse that it's not the healthy that need a doctor, it's the sick, and that God came for the sinners, not for the righteous.
Yeah, that's what I always, because I don't know, the people that are on the fringe are the ones that need it more.
When you feel like God's not close to you, because I think everybody kind of feels like that sometimes. You feel like, God, like, why aren't you here? Why aren't you listening? I think that's more of not keeping your eyes open and your heart open to what's around you. Because if you keep your heart open and your eyes open to everything around you, you'll see miracles every day. Like blessings every single day. As far as the cancer goes, we've met some of our best friends through the cancer journey. We've lost some of our best friends through this whole journey, but every single one of them has taught us something about life. I think the hard times is the time that it's easier to be closer to God and to run to him and do everything you can, stay in scripture, seek out things to feel like he's closer to you. I feel like sometimes when things are going good, you can get lazy almost in your faith. Like, oh, things are going good. Like, you have to kind of remind yourself to thank God for the blessings and the good times and kind of thank him for boring days. So when things get hard, you're still in that same spot where, and literally that's sometimes the only thing that gets me through is praying all night long when I can't sleep. Pray, read the Bible, do what I can. So where you wouldn't want to wish that on anybody, I think that it's been a huge blessing.